Hey y'all, today, of course, this is the new season after the Eagles lost the World Championship, the Super Bowl some time ago. I still think that my confidence was at a million, and I feel like very right to be. And you just don't. If you tell me that a team does not get a stop in the second half, name a sport, they lost. Like, period. The Eagles did not get a single stop in the second half. So those long half times, what do you think about like the long halftime? I feel like the long halftime thing is like super cool, but I feel like it also, in terms of like the sport, it kind of throws the sporting off. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, I think honestly, I think it does throw it off, but it was the Super Bowl and it was Rihanna, so I'm not gonna begrudge it, man. It was a great show. We love Rihanna. I'm a big Rihanna stan over here, so I'm gonna.
Yes,
Rihanna's
amazing.
Yeah,
Come on.
Rihanna put on a great show. But honestly, like, I think that some of it they could probably cut it down. But then again, I'm like, do I really want Rihanna shortchanged? It's been like 10 years.
No, right. But it's not gonna be Rihanna every year. The thing is like they always do it big. I'm just like, from the sport aspect, I feel like, can we get like the pregame show? Can we get like the Rihanna like pregame show? Like, get everybody hyped. Like, drop some like serious footage, or like you can't take the post game. It's got to be something that's like, I feel like a pregame would be better than this super long, because it's like damn near an hour. Like, people are chilling for an hour. I don't know. Like,
But I think that, like, I think they can cut it down, but I don't want them to cut it down too much, because I do like the halftime show. Because they really only do long halftime shows for like Thanksgiving and the Super Bowl. Now, none of us really care about Thanksgiving because whatever your preferred team.
It's always the Lions taking the L.
Yeah, your favorite teams usually don't play unless you like the Cowboys, the Bears, the Lions, the Cowboys, and some other random opponent. But
Packers get on a lot of times on Thanksgiving. A couple times the Eagles got the Thanksgiving. It's Eagles Cowboys.
Yeah, but it's always like the bad thing about that is that game's never early. It's always like 8:00. You're like dead anyway.
Yeah.
Like, the meal's just settling in, and now you got to get your hype level up for the game.
Absolutely, it's an interesting like challenge, when you get that late Eagles Cowboys, because you're like all amped all week, but then it's like the tryptophan hits you.
Yeah, man,
yeah.
But to your point, man, I think for the Eagles, first off, too soon. I think the Eagles, like, they did well. Defense, I don't know what happened. Gannon got allergic to playing D. I don't know what happened. I think the field probably played more of a part, because every time I saw a video, of reporters or people like us who just decided that I'm going to slow it down, you'd see like Hassan losing their footing. Everybody was losing footing. And I'm all like, this field cannot be this horrible in real life. Y'all had 2
weeks.
Was.
They played in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Football in a swimming pool.
Y'all had 2 weeks to get this together, and somehow it looked like they were playing on. This is no disrespect to our fans that love the vet. I also love the vet, but it was like, literally, you might as well have just played that Super Bowl at the vet and just like lives with the consequences, because that field was just as horrible as that. Like, it was just
both teams played on it. Just for anybody who wants to clip this.
Yeah.
Just for anybody who wants to clip this and be like, oh, here's some Philly people talking about, that's why they lost. No, both teams played on the same field. The Eagles did not get a stop. So just any little bit we throw in there, but we're talking about the field conditions, and they were horrible.
Yes. Both teams played on it, but one team was able, because they play in the AFC, there's way more horrible fields. So they were used to it.
Interesting. That's interesting.
The Eagles were like, I mean, I don't know this for a fact. I'm not an AF, we only cover the AFC when it's like, AFC stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously, I'm not like on field reporting, so I don't look at the field and be like, oh, it looks horrible today. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would guess though they do tend to have those like icy I'm thinking about what you said. Like it's kind of like the Baltimore. You think Baltimore, you think Cleveland, you think Bengals, you think Tennessee Titans football. Jacksonville even it's kind of like windy, rainy, so it's like it's.
Right.
I think there's some merit to what you said. I don't think you got to backtrack on that too much. I feel like so. But let's get to NBA because obviously that's where a lot of your expertise is, and I mean how can we kick off the conversation otherwise with? I mean, my perspective on Nikola Jokic. Everybody submitted their MVP ballots, so the discussion is kind of over. He's about to win this MVP. It's just it's a done deal. It doesn't matter what happens on the field, but is he like? Has he transcended sports? Because in my mind, basketball is a two-dimensional game. Like you have to play both sides. But in 10 years, is that what the fans are going to say? Like, oh, you don't really actually need to. We should just expect kind of like all-star game defense on both sides all the time.
Honestly, let me just get this out here before somebody clips this later. All due respect to Nikola Jokic, he's a great player, a great one-way player. I feel like you could say the same thing about him that you could say about Peyton Manning. A great offensive player, who has come into the league and given Denver something they haven't had since Carmelo Anthony and Allen Iverson left. So he's
a singular star. Yeah. He's like another like Melo. You just brought up Melo. He's like that.
Yeah. So
way better.
Yeah. he has brought some excitement to that city. I've never been to Denver. I don't want to disrespect the good people of Denver because I've never been to their city. But I hear it's very mile high up there.
Yes.
But I'm very excited for the people of Denver. But what I will say, with all due respect, and what I'm about to say, with all due disrespect,
necessary.
There are two ways of playing basketball. There's a whole other side of the court, and this is why I've said this on this podcast before. I've said this to people in my articles when I write about the Jokic, great player. But if we're going to give him all the due respect, then they just need to create an offensive player award so he can have that. We already got a defensive player of the year. Might as well get an offensive player of the year.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Yes. Get it.
But you're talking about a combo player because all together, yeah. Like it's a shame that Michael Jordan, 86, 87, Jordan is going to have the same accolade as Nikola Jokic. That's just disrespectful because at peak Jordan was the best offensive player and the best defensive. He was giving it to you on both sides of the floor.
Right. Correct. And I love Jokic, but did y'all see that game last night? Like, if you want to know who the best player in the league is, go see what happened last night. Portland was dominating that whole game, and Embiid took it back and turned into like a 7'1" Kobe Bryant. I was like, I was literally watching that game. I was on the phone with a friend, and I was like, no way he's about to do this. He was getting double teamed. He spun away from the double team. You people that love Kobe Bryant should have been like, oh, all throughout this. He spun away from the double team, hit that turnaround fade away, and I was like, no way. No way. No, it's one of those, like, when you see Embiid pull out that Kobe move, sometimes you're like, no way. Most of the time it breaks.
It's no until it's the bottom of the net. It's a no.
Yes, that was me. I was like, he's not going to do this again. Like, he tried that a couple of games ago against Boston, and it bricked. But I was like, no way. But he does love that elbow side of the field, side of the court. So I was like, all right, here we go. And it went in, and everybody went nuts, yo. Everybody went. I was going nuts, and I was in this.
that was the only moment of the game that the Sixers led that game. They didn't lead the game at all other than that. Like the last 1 second of the game.
1.1 seconds, yo. Everything. And I was like, this is like, when I saw that, like some people just have moments where like they should win something. Like,
yes.
That was the moment where I was like, Embiid is the best, man. It's Embiid, man. That's him. That's him. Like, I think I put on the Instagram, even though I'm supposed to be an unbiased reporter. Even though I put on the Instagram of the Sixers, like, the Philly sports GOAT. Like, I was like,
after you feel that way?
He just is.
Oh, right wow.
Now, he's the Philly sports GOAT. I mean, look at, like,
wow.
Like, nothing's happened. Like, we could get into this. But I still maintain, granted, I am an Eagles fan. I'm also a reporter, but I'm not working at NBC right now. So I can take the hat off.
Correct. With the hat off, yes.
I'm a big Eagles fan, right? But all of us Eagles fans, objectively, right? We have to say this, right? I get into big arguments with people all the time about who the best and most consistent team in Philadelphia is right now, right? And I love my Eagles, but, like, we got to be real, man. Up until, like, 2 years ago, like, I love that Super Bowl, and I feel like we rate them because of that Super Bowl, because they have the most recent championships. But to be the top three, I won't disrespect the Eagles, the top three, and you can rank them in any way, but to me, the most consistent team in this city currently, other than the Philadelphia Union, are the Sixers. And you can say that they have Yes. Listen. That you have to let me get my point. See, this is what happens.
I'm gonna hear you. Sorry, y'all.
No. Y'all say no, but listen, hear me out, right? Hear me out. They're consistent. Sure. They're like every Philly sports team. They take you up on a high and then they drop you.
A consistent B- team.
Look. Okay, look. Objectively here, both of us are being objective. I love the Eagles. I was right there at that parade right with you. But let's be real, right? Up until
the Eagles have won, like, division championships year after year. I mean, you take the whole 2000s, the whole 23 years of the 2000s, the Eagles have consistently been the Sixers have been to one Final Four in the millennium.
Yes,
one.
And the Eagles
won Final Four.
Look. I am not counting. Look, see, this is the problem. I'm not counting 2000s. I'm just counting right now outside of that.
Wait, you're talking about consistency, though. You're talking about consistency.
Look. I'm not disrespecting Donovan McNabb and those Eagles teams. I love those Eagles teams. We're talking like
they're way better than the AI Sixers. As a team, they're way better than the AI Sixers. Way better.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that, to me, I love the Eagles, but we got to give the respect.
You just like basketball better, but don't try to come to me with the Sixers are the better team, the better bet to be. I'm wearing the Sixers gear.
We can be honest. Look, I like the Sixers. I like the Eagles. I'm 4 for 4, 5 for 5, whatever you want to say, right?
Bring a new one, and that's my team, you know?
Yeah. but I'm being objective here. Like, if we're being objective and consistent, right, the top three teams here, don't matter how you organize it. The soccer fans will say, y'all disrespected the Union. They've been the more recent championships than both the Sixers and the Eagles. They've lost them both, but they have been more consistent than both of those teams these last few years. Right? Like, I like the Union too. Like, let's not be disrespectful to you Philadelphia Union fans. You are also
good, but they can't get in the top three. I'm sorry.
Because they play in Chester? Because I agree.
Let's just start the conversation right there. So they can't even break. Let's not even. I've been just like looking elsewhere where you've been talking about the Union, because like let's move on. Let's bring in the Philadelphia Phantoms. I'm gonna give them more respect.
They don't even play in Philly no more. I miss the Phantoms. Yeah, we just off the wall. We gonna get added after this thing. No, but anyway, the Sixers and the Union are all great teams. But the Sixers to me, and it's not just because 1A is basketball, 1B is football to me. But I just like the Eagles are great. They both support each other, obviously, right? But I honestly just think
You
I don't
like
know.
basketball better. You're a basketball fan. That's fair. But you can't take 20 years, take 5 years, take 3 years. The Eagles are the better team, period.
Yes,
take any 2-year period.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with the football guy, the guy who spent like his whole life doing the Super Bowl run. I'm gonna let you have it because I know it's still raw. The emotions are still raw.
It's still raw. It is still raw, but we don't see. The thing is the Phillies and the Eagles have good problems to have that the Sixers haven't had since baggy jeans and FUBUs and Timbs were it.
What are you talking about? Young players? I mean, like to me,
no, I'm saying they did have it. The Phillies and the Eagles have been to a championship. The Sixers have not even been to a Final Four since back then, since Reggie Miller and early Richard Jefferson. Richard Jefferson was a young bull when the Sixers were last in a Final Four, period.
Look, man, will you give me this, right? With the way the trend is going, I don't think it is out of the realm of possibility. I am not saying that this will happen, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that everybody but the Flyers makes it to the championship this year. The way 2023 and 2022 have been going for the city of Philadelphia.
It's time for him. It's time for Embiid to get that, because if he gets one, all Embiid is nice. Like, if Embiid gets one championship, he's jumping over a whole lot of people. Like, Embiid with a ring is a top 50 NBA player.
Right. Now look. I will give you this, because the Sixers fans are going to be mad at you. They're going to be adding you later, even though you're in the Sixers city right now.
I'm in this. Cool. Let's talk.
Look. This is how it's going, right? We're just gonna sorry, Flyers fans, y'all don't count because y'all not going. Y'all not going anywhere. Y'all in the relegation zone.
Y'all in the top 4. Y'all are way above the Union. Remember earlier we were talking about y'all Union fans love the great. That's my team. Just like the USFL team, they're in that club, but y'all way down. You're pointing about the Flyers. What were you saying about the Flyers?
No, I'm saying the Flyers. We're taking the Flyers out this conversation. They're they're basically having a clean out thing, because I mean, can you imagine, right? Like,
they cousins.
Yeah. Can you imagine what's going to happen to that building once the Sixers leave? Like, I think we all agree that it is inevitable that the Sixers are not staying in Wells Fargo Center.
No.
After 3 years from now, they won't be there.
No. Nope. But they'll still be in Philly.
Right.
Unlike the Union.
You never know, man. They might become the Camden Sixers. Then we might have to have a different conversation. If they don't
or the Reading Phillies. They like the Reading Phillies.
like you never know. I mean, like, it's not like they have a plan B if they don't. This is no disrespect to the people in Chinatown that might be
all due disrespect.
Like, this is no disrespect to them, but I think, like, I get it. Y'all want to stop the stadium, but I think it's inevitable at this point. Like,
it is.
I think it's inevitable.
It was a done deal.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable. There's going to be a new mayor by the time that thing come around, and B going to be in his 30s. Tyrese is going to be basically the man at that point. Like, it's inevitable.
The model is how we have it here. I mean, for the listeners, if you all have been listening for a while, I live in the DMV. I live in Virginia, and the Wizard Stadium is downtown and in Chinatown too. So I feel like they got a lot of visioning from that, and it works. It works fine. I don't, I like having the whole complex. I feel like they could have souped it up, like the vet moved just like a few, a little bit down. Right. But I don't know why the Sixers decided to do that. But it's a done deal. It's fine.
Right. Like, it's a look, and like I said, right now I put the journalist back hat on. I am not making any predictions. I don't have any sources to that. I just know how Philadelphia works. And I don't think anybody puts a plan out basically saying, here's the location, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move everything out of there but the Reading terminal. Like, I don't think you come up with that plan and you don't have, like, wink, 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 this is going to happen regardless. Because, like,
the Reading terminal thing is a game changer. That's the only thing that has me thinking, like, all right, this might be crazy. Like for the tourism perspective, like Philadelphians, like, don't, I mean, as far as I know, it's not a normal thing. Like, oh, let's go down to Reading terminal. But like for people come into town and hit up Reading terminal, it's gonna be a capitalist
a boom for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, to our listeners that don't know the area, so essentially what's there now is we're just going to say the gallery.
The bus station.
We're not going to, the gallery and then the bus station. We're not going to put the bigger G in front of that. If you're a native Philadelphia, you know what the bigger G is. It ends in "fide." You know what it is. We're not going with that. The gallery.
That's right.
The gallery, the bus station, and the Reading terminal, and obviously there's a Hard Rock Cafe there.
That's right.
I believe the Hard Rock will stay. I'm not really sure, but we know basically where the gallery is where the Sixers Stadium is going to be.
That's right.
Yeah, and so that's the plan. We all believe, at least the two of us believe, with all due respect to Chinatown, that you're going to lose. Just be prepared. You're going to lose. And, the Sixers are going to turn downtown Philadelphia into DC. MSG is also in downtown New York, too. So, even though there's technically not a downtown New York, but y'all know what I mean.
Absolutely. They're the heart of it. They try to bring you as close down by the train station there.
Yeah. So, obviously, we're getting into stuff. We've gone past Nikola Jokic. We'll get back to him in a minute.
But because he's not the best player in the league, by the way. He's not. To get 3 straight MVPs is just ridiculous. So we'll leave Nikola.
He'll have more MVPs than LeBron. He'll have more MVPs than Steph. Stop me if y'all think this is disrespectful. More MVPs. You already brought up MJ. We don't need to go there. More MVPs than Kobe had. Kobe only got 2 MVPs. Allen Iverson only got 1. We just talked about AI. I don't think he's a better player than AI.
Tim Duncan.
T-Mac, Vince Carter. Steph Curry was the first and only unanimous basketball player. And I remember how most of y'all was upset about that. So
that year, I got to give it to him that year. I've talked about that with people, but that year, you got to give it to him.
Yeah.
He was him that year.
That was his year. I'm not disrespecting that, but I'm just saying, Steph only has 2, Embiid has none, Giannis only has 2, Jason Tatum has none,
0.
Luka Doncic, his fellow European, has none. I will just say this: it is disrespectful if the only thing Joel, and I'm not saying he will, but the only thing Joel Embiid ends up with is being a back-to-back scoring champion. That is, and I just don't understand this. Any national reporters that listen to this podcast, you need to come over here and explain to both of us how you can be the best two-way player, inarguably the best two-way player in the league, arguably the MVP, but not only are you only just going to get a scoring title, but you're probably going to end up, because of how stupid the first team stuff is on the All-NBA team, he's going to end up on the freaking second team.
Third team? Yeah.
Second team. He's going to be runner-up in MVP, probably runner-up.
That's the dumbest thing.
DPOY.
They have to stop that. That is, don't even release those rewards. Since we're talking to the NBA reporters, just X-nay to the whole, the 3-tier list. You got to stop that. If we all know basketball is kind of positionless at this point, so why are we doing this? It's 2023, y'all.
Right? Why are we costing this man even more money? It's just here's your scoring title, and then here's your second team NBA. I'm just bro, he's not even gonna be I hope that we're wrong. Like, I hope that in a few months we'll look and it'll say Joel Embiid wins an MVP. It's probably only like 5% or 2%, even less than that. But like,
so you really think Joel's better than Bryce and Jalen?
What, right now?
Yeah, right now, like in terms of their craft, and I'm not saying like, oh, it's ridiculous, but I'm saying like seriously, that's your point of view. You think Joel is?
I think that Joel Embiid is one of the best players here. I think that, like, obviously Jalen Hurts just got here, like just got to where he is.
Yeah,
I think that
1 year of that.
Yeah, I think Joel Embiid has been the most consistent player here. Bryce is only in his third year, so he's the best. Yes, he is the best player right now in this city.
Bryce is.
No, Joel is
Joel,
top.
okay.
Joel is number one. Jalen. I mean, like, it doesn't really. I think it depends on like what your favorite sport is. Like, if I'm being objective here, right? Even though I do love basketball, like we're being objective. Let's be real here.
I can agree with you. I'm just interested in your point of view on that. Yeah, so absolutely.
To me, it's Joel Embiid, Bryce Harper, because he's been doing it a little longer. This is no disrespect to Jalen. It's just like, he just became the starter. He just got to a Super Bowl. I will give it to him. Him and Bryce.
We've only seen 1 year of this from Jalen.
Yeah.
I believe there's more to come. I do.
I do too. Yeah. Like to the Eagles fans and Jalen Hurts fans, I am not disrespecting this man. I'm just saying that it's only been a year and a half, 2 years. He's only been a starter for 1 year. Like, if he can, I gotta
agree with that. And earlier, y'all, if you've been listening to this podcast, you know what we were talking about earlier. So Jalen's third.
Yeah,
like we gotta get some more years of this.
Yeah, like, and I love Jalen. I think he's going to ascend. As you know, I mean, everybody knows I like basketball more, but I covered
for sure.
I wasn't on this show. I was covering all the Eagles stuff too.
Yes,
Matt has the articles in his DMs. He knows all about it. Like, I've been covering the Eagles too. Like,
absolutely,
I love the Eagles. I've been fair to them. Was one of the people. I wasn't like out here on Twitter saying Jalen Hurts was going to suck this year, but I was one of the people saying he would just be okay, and he proved me wrong. Like, I said an average year from Jalen Hurts would end up in the Super Bowl, and he went above average. So I will eat that crow.
Wow. So you thought an average year from Jalen Hurts would get the Eagles to the Super Bowl.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So you had high expectations because he kind of carried this team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And I thought, honestly, I thought that, like, I knew he wasn't going to be bad, obviously, because he had more games than the 8 that he had the year before last. But, like, I didn't think he was going to be like, he was going to have a Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes level year, right? I don't think anybody saw that one coming except for him.
I'm glad we got to see Gardner Minshew. From my perspective, I'm glad I was there too. I'm glad I got to see that.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles lost to a Saints team by double digits at home in a game that mattered so much, in a Week 17 game with Gardner Minshew. Got beat, I think, 24-10 at home. And then that team 3 or 4 weeks later blows the doors off the Giants again.
Right.
I mean, the difference there. So it's so interesting that you thought that the team would kind of carry Jalen, and then it ended up kind of flipping on its head because Jalen was amazing this year.
Yeah. And I will totally give that to him. Like, he was amazing. That's my dude. Like, that's my QB number one. I mean, let me take the reporter hat off, and I'm back to the Eagles fan again. That's my QB number one. I'm riding with Jalen. Like, I literally think.
But for now, he's third. He got to sit at third for. Yeah. He got to.
But it is not a bad thing. Like, I think, honestly, even Jalen knows that this is Joel. Like, this isn't Eagles City, but an individual player-wise, this is Joel Embiid City, and everybody else just lives in it.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
Jalen with a ring, though, he would have easily with everything. With a ring, he would have been.
With a ring, like, if Jalen Hurts would have got that ring, and let me just say, like Matt knows this, I agree that, like, if that holding call had not been called, They were not going to stop Jalen Hurts from getting his title.
No,
like, they were not going to stop Jalen Hurts from getting his title, and then be flipping it to like him saying, "All right, he's jumping Bryce and Joel. He's number one. Joel's number two.
He would be number one. It's no
Bryce
discussion about it.
Bryce is 3 until he gets to him. Like it would literally go from one person with a J in their name running their city to the other. It would flip from Joel to Jalen, and I would be right here saying, this is Jalen Hurts' city until Joel Embiid wins a title.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And Bryce, I mean, Bryce had some interesting, he's had some bad luck with the injuries. Now he's going to have another. I mean, I have no doubt that when he comes back after the All-Star break, he's going to be, red hot as he always does. But I think Bryce has to get a ring and be World Series MVP to jump Joel.
Yeah, and to the Phillies fans who think we're being disrespectful, we agree that he's the only one of the 3 with an MVP. I will not disrespect Bryce Harper.
Absolutely.
He is the only one in this city with an MVP of the 3. Like,
yes.
Nobody was advanced metricing him out of his MVP.
No.
He benefits from, I mean, this is maybe something the NBA should look at. Maybe you should do like a Western Conference MVP and an Eastern Conference MVP.
I like that.
Like baseball does. Maybe you should look into that. National reporters, give me credit. Either make NBA, make an offensive award, an offensive player award, so Jokic can get that, and we don't have to have these arguments with these advanced stats I've never heard of, like VORP and win share and all this stuff that don't matter. Right?
Please.
To your question, right? Like, Jokic is the only top 3, top 4, top 5 player other than Giannis Antetokounmpo that literally gets videos made of this man not playing defense. Like, I don't know.
Oh, it's horrible.
I don't know if you saw the video.
These highlight tape, I don't even know what to call it. They're not highlight tape. They're, I guess, low lights. Like, this dude's defense is some trash.
Like with Nikola Vucevic, I don't remember when they played the Bulls. I think it was 2 days ago. When Nikola Vucevic is able to just shoot a 3, doesn't even have to worry about it, and can get a rebound from the free throw line. I just want to know,
it's ridiculous.
Like, do NBA reporters, like, other than me, like, do you watch every game? Like, do you?
So the thing is like, it's not even. People say that Jokic gets cooked on defense. Like, no, that would be an upgrade on what this brother is doing, man. He's not even getting cooked because he's not even. He's just the invisible man on defense.
Like,
he's a 7 foot.
No disrespect, like, to this man.
All disrespect to his defense.
Wait. No. You have to wait. I'm not talking about Jokic. Like, cooked on defense is a word that we use to describe, like, up until last night, Tyrese Maxey on defense. Like, I love Maxey, but we've said it on this show before. He's gotten better, but defense is still not his thing yet. Yes. He gets cooked on defense.
He does get cooked on defense.
Jokic doesn't try on defense. Jokic looks like he's playing in the All-Star game on defense. Like, you got Nikola. It's not even somebody who will posterize you. Nikola Vucevic coming down Broad Street, or somebody from Chicago can tell me what the main street is in Chicago. That's a Broad Street or a Broadway away.
I was just there. I should know this.
Whatever the main street is in Chicago, like Broadway, whatever it is. Like, when Nikola Vucevic is coming down and you move out the way as if Vince Carter is about to yam on you, like, no.
He's like the thing you show up to, like, the really nice buildings downtown, and it, like, you can walk in and take extra, like, 5 seconds to walk in, the little spinny thing that takes way too long. That's Jokic on defense.
Yeah, like,
all due disrespect to his defense. Like, as somebody who likes basketball and has touched the basketball a couple times, I can't.
And to the Jokic jock riders that will be on us once this gets clipped, at Kylan W. Watson, you can at me. You can at me. You can at me, bro. Like, I have it in my notes, bro. The last time, like, the only thing he has on Joel Embiid is the bubble year he made it to the Western Conference Finals. Like, and even then, they still got. Then they get swept. No, they didn't get swept. They got
gentleman's swept. Yes,
they got gentlemen's swept that year. Like I will give it to you. Like, Jokic has gotten there. He's the best player in the Western Conference. I cannot, like, Kevin Durant is in that conference now. John Morant, we're gonna leave John Morant alone. We're gonna let him figure out his life.
He gotta stop playing with the steel. Yeah. John Morant, until he wants to stop with the gunplay. We gotta leave him alone for a second.
We're gonna let California deal with John Morant. We're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna stay out of California business. I'm gonna leave that one alone. That's California and Tennessee business. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Come on, people.
Like, all I'm gonna say is, Ja, please get your life together, bro. You're in the midst.
You don't move like that. I'm sorry. Like, you just can't. You hoop. Like, you people. Yo.
That's why you don't get the. I'm gonna stay out of Cali business. I'm not gonna get to the gangster side of it. I'm just gonna say this, John, get your life together. You just got a featured sneaker. They are literally coming for, like, I've seen it. I don't know if Matt's seen it, but you got some Kyrie people that are trying to get your Nike contract. I'm not saying they're associated with Kyrie, but they're Kyrie fans who want Nike to drop you just because you had a gun on Instagram. So please get your life together. Like,
it's different rules out here. Like, please don't be fooled. There are different rules for how we can move. And I'm not even going to try to get controversial. Just, there are different rules.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. Like, I don't know who advised you to do that on Instagram. Maybe you just did that yourself. But Ja, like, leave it alone, dog. Like, you
don't move like that. You don't move like that.
You are Memphis, Tennessee's last hope right now. Like, they haven't had hope like this since Zach Randolph.
Derrick Henry's gone. Derrick Henry about to be out on y'all.
They haven't had hope like this since Zach Randolph left. Like, they haven't cared about basketball since Zach Randolph left. Like,
Ja is better than Z-Bo.
He is.
Like, already.
Yeah.
Already, yeah.
Like this Grizzlies team that you have, and this is no disrespect to the Warriors fans, literally can win in these next 3 years. All you need to do is get your life together. All you need to do is get your life together.
Ja is already the Grizz GOAT. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, and I love Zach Randolph, man. We both grew up watching him, but, like,
yes,
Z-Bo, they haven't, like I said,
Z-Bo got cooked on defense.
Yeah.
At least he was playing defense. You got to play defense to get cooked.
Z-Bo was allergic to defense. Yeah. Z-Bo ended up on a lot of Grizzlies posters, man. They had to bring in Bonzi Wells to clean that up. Like Z-Bo was that. This is when we show our age a little bit. Z-Bo was that man.
Absolutely.
But Ja, get your life together, bro. I'm gonna let the Cali people tell you about how to move, but I just want to let you know, dog, you are not Marshawn Lynch, bro. Like, you are not Marshawn.
That's
Lynch.
Rare. That's rare. It's rare that they got people in any league who actually still move like that. A lot of these guys you guys see, like Luka tries to act like a tough guy. He 100% knows that nobody's coming to blows. Luka is never coming to blows with anybody.
Right. Like, look, the only people that are about that life is Jokic's brothers, because, like, they check the Morris twins who are from Philly, and that man was out for, like, what, close to almost a year. Like, we didn't see him again to the playoffs against the Sixers. Like, that's the only people who move it like that. Jokic's brothers. He don't move like that, but his brothers do.
That's what I'm talking about, Ja. If you're listening, if somebody sent this I hope this, like, 10-minute conversation gets to you, because I'm not trying to, facilitate or act like people should keep thugs with them, but I'm not breaking news here to tell you that people move with people who move. Right. You keep the steel away from you, man.
Right. Like Carmelo used to move like we brought up Melo before.
Right.
Melo used to move like that, and then David Stern told him, "You just stop moving like that if you're gonna survive."
Right.
Like Melo.
Hernandez. Look what Aaron Hernandez, where that ended him, man.
Yeah. Like Ja, like we as reporters and Sixers fans, the league is better when you're around. Like I still want you to do a dunk contest, bro. Like, I know you already on record saying you're not going to do it, but I would love to see a Mac McClung, Ja Morant dunk contest, even though it's not going to happen.
Why would you not do it? The league has to start putting real money on the table. You can't tell me that the NBA couldn't put $50 million or something like that for the winner. Second place gets 10, 25 for the winner, 10 for the second place, 5 for the third place. Something like that.
I love D Wade, but he has successfully made sure that the second best dunker in the NBA, who's also in Denver, Aaron Gordon, will never dunk again. Like, I love D Wade, but he made sure that we'll never get an interesting dunk contest ever again.
I don't understand what's up with him. His ratings sometimes are like throwing me.
Yeah. Thankfully, Mac McClung came and saved the dunk contest. And I'm going to make this joke. White men can jump, apparently.
Yes, they can.
Mac. Thank you, Mac.
Clearly.
For dunk contest. Like, even if you never get on the Sixers roster, you will still make history for being the only Sixer ever to win a dunk contest. And that's amazing because Dr. J played for this team. Before any of us were alive.
Dawkins,
Dr. J,
Chocolate Thunder.
Daryl Dawkins. Like, you know how many great dunkers the Sixers had to never have won a dunk contest until Mac McClung did it. And he plays in the G League right now.
5'10" white boy jumping way up out the gym, man.
Right. From Virginia, right? Is he from Virginia? West Virginia?
No, I think he was West Virginia. Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Like, now my man went from dunking old coal miners to having freaking Creed and Kang saying, this man can dunk. Like, this... Like, this man
he said dunking on coal miners.
Like, this man has had the greatest journey ever. Like, think about this. Like, if you think about Matt McClung's life, it's all led him to the Sixers. He broke whose high school record did he break in Virginia and West Virginia? Allen Iverson's. Whose school did
it was Virginia. It must have been Virginia then.
Whose school did he go to? I think he started in West Virginia and then moved, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
You know better than me how easy it is to move from West Virginia to Virginia. I'm assuming it's easy, but I don't know. I don't live in Virginia.
Okay.
Some way he found his way to Virginia. Then
it's real close. It's real close. I mean, where I'm at is 30 minutes.
Okay. Then he went to, I forget which one.
Where Iverson went?
I think he went to Georgetown, then Texas Tech, or Texas Tech, then Georgetown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went to Georgetown for a little bit, then went to Texas Tech, didn't get drafted, blah, blah, blah. Finds his way to Allen Iverson's first team, the Sixers, and does something Allen Iverson never did. Wins a dunk contest. This is no disrespect to Allen Iverson. I would love to see him in a dunk contest. It probably wouldn't have worked out for him, but I would have loved to see it.
No, exactly. It wouldn't have worked out for him because...
Honestly, like when we all grew up, that was Vince Carter's dunk contest. Like Vince Carter, that was his dunk contest. Period. Everybody else was just breathing in it, right? But like, I would have loved to see that at least in a skills competition. He could have given us Allen Iverson could have given us a skills competition.
At a certain point, I feel like if they're gonna reform these contests, I think a real good suggestion would be you cap it. If you win back to back, you're done. You're like lifetime. You're done. Like Steph. You can't let Steph in the 3-point contest. He's not allowed. You put the serious bread on the table, like the 25 mil, 10 mil for second place, stuff like that.
Right.
But you cap it. Like, Steph, you're not about to come out here and annually add 25 mil to your...
Like somebody beat me to it. Reporters already beat me to this, but I think we're not even on this. But since we're both basketball heads, like, I think the way to reform the All-Star competition is just do like, forget the conferences, just do, because some other people are suggesting like put home court advantage on the table. I'm all like, that doesn't work in baseball. It won't work in basketball. Like, because you got
Yeah,
2 different conferences, and how would you divide it up? Blah blah blah.
that's right.
Like, it won't work. But like, you can do this. You could do an Olympics thing. The world versus the United States. People will play defense with that USA on their chest.
Yeah, absolutely.
We would hope,
That's
right?
cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Are
Yeah.
there enough good players though? Like you gotta do the rest. Like, what if you from like Memphis, Tennessee, and you get thrown on the
The world versus the USA, man. You just put like that's a
oh
team.
so
Yeah,
so it, like so you just make the world all stars. Like
yeah,
you could be a worse player than the US ones.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
And then like that starting 5 would be like, I mean, y'all could drool over that starting 5 in the world, right? It would be Giannis, Joel, Nikola. Like, who's your guard?
Right now, it'd be running things. Luka.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's from Canada. Who's another Canadian? Is it Jamal Murray Canadian? Like Jamal Murray. Like, there you go. Like that. Those are your 2 guards. Like, and then you can pick. And then you can pick.
That team was busy.
Then you can pick from the world, right? You get Steph if he's not injured. KD, Anthony Davis can be your center. LeBron. Like, do you even really need another guard? Like Steph, LeBron, Anthony Davis. Who's that power forward? KD, maybe Clay. Like, do you even need a 2 guard at that point?
No, you don't. Just share the rock, let it go.
Like,
everybody knows how to pass. Just get the pass over to the open guy because you're gonna have to hug up on all of those guys. They all got the.
Let me not be
range.
disrespectful because we did just see him yesterday. I mean, Damian Lillard and Kyrie can fight over who can be the 2 guard because we already know that PG is.
I'm taking Dame. I'm taking Dame on the consistency.
Yeah.
Kyrie, when Kyrie is hot, he's the closest thing to Kobe that we have in the league.
Right.
But he's not that all the time, and his defense, he doesn't. Again, Kyrie gets cooked on defense. He's not Jokic, but he gets cooked.
So I think we've established something. Cooked for everybody that's not Jokic, and turnstile for Jokic. That's what he is. Turnstile.
He's the only person who plays like that. Like, it's not like there's nobody else in the league, European player, anywhere, like who literally does not care if the other player scores.
Like literally, I have to say, like, they literally take him, like, Drew Hanlon has pointed this out all the time, every time Jokic does good. Like, Jokic had a good stat line yesterday, right? He had 34 points.
Absolutely.
He had 34 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, right? But they didn't win. Like, maybe in Denver, like, they have other concerns. Obviously, they have Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. So maybe, like, they're not – I don't want to throw any aspersions on the city I've never been to, but like I feel like maybe y'all not as serious about y'all basketball as we are on the East Coast.
No,
we on the Northeast.
They obviously aren't. They Denver, like Melo was the I guess Jokic, like you said, they got to the bubble Final Four, but what's the weight? Since we've thrown that out there a couple times, Kylan, before I start, we wrap this up because we've been rolling for an hour here, but really quick, what are your thoughts on the bubble year? Like, do you kind of put an asterisk on the championship or a finals appearance and all that?
I can't disrespect it. I would love to be unobjective and be like the Sixers got swept, so it didn't count. But I have to say it counted because
it counted.
For us, like, that really changed the trajectory of the Sixers, right? Because, like, if you think about it, that bubble thing was really the writing on the wall for the Sixers, right? They got rid of Brett Brown, so the clock was ticking on who would they pick between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. We all know it would be Joel.
They kept trying to pick Ben Simmons, though. They were building the team to give Ben a chance to succeed.
Right. They got rid of Brett. Then Doc came in. He did everything he could. He lied to our faces to say, oh, no, Ben Simmons is going to be great. And then that Atlanta thing happened. We were all upset. Y'all remember this was literally 2 years ago. I was on this show hoping for a Toby 50. Y'all remember that?
The Toby 50. That was classic. Oh my god. And me and Alexa were like, yo, what are we talking about?
Alexa was gonna give us all $50. Like, it was all perfect. All Toby had to do was hit 50 points. It was gonna be perfect. It didn't happen.
And Alexa would have paid up too.
Yeah. like it was gonna be perfect. Then Ben Simmons, it wasn't just him, but the team kind of laid an egg against Trey. Trey had one of his best games ever. If you really think about it, it was kind of the end for Ben Simmons and the end for Trey Young.
It was.
We just didn't know it at the time for Trey Young. I mean, so I feel like, to answer your question, so we can get some, because it is March, so we can get into March Madness too before we go. It does count. I want Lakers fans. They have their title. They were happy. They never had a parade, so I guess, is it really official if you never had a parade? I joke, Lakers fans, don't at me.
That's the one. You touched a nerve there. You messed around. You said the ring counted, but then
I'm messing around, and I'm about to find out when these Lakers fans at me.
You are, though, because they're deep. Those guys are deep, man.
Yeah, man. Like Lakers fans, you can't be mad that y'all didn't have a parade. Because, I mean,
it was the right thing to do.
You all won anyway. Like, you had the Lakers championship. Sure. Then, a couple months later, the freaking Dodgers won. Then a couple months after that, the Rams redeemed themselves. You guys had a great.
That was ridiculous.
You guys had a great, not many teams had great pandemics, or many cities, but y'all had a, I hate saying a great pandemic, especially when we know what happened with people dying and stuff. I hate putting that term.
But in terms of sports, sports was how a lot of people got through.
Yeah. For LA, that city, y'all had a great sports year, pandemic wise, in comparison to how it went for everybody else. Teams imploded. Y'all won championships. The Dodgers will probably win another one before anybody else in that city. But y'all literally, you want to talk about all-star teams? The Dodgers are
always.
They're an all-star team. You LA fans have nothing to worry about. The Rams are about to implode. The Lakers are old, but you always have.
But they're doing a planned implode. They're like everybody get the hell up out of here. We're about to blow this sucker to the core. Everybody be safe. We are getting everybody with any talent the hell out of here now.
That's what the Rams are doing, bro. Literally, the Rams should be in that. We're not talking about this today because it's not a football show, but I'm telling you, man, Lamar Jackson is going to end up in the state of California. I hope it's to the Rams, because I do not want to see him on the Niners. Just because
while we bring it up,
we have to play the Niners, so I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him in a few months. So
I mean, the disrespect of Lamar Jackson is just beyond ridiculous. In this country, I don't know how we let these arguments just pass as though it's not what it is. And I'm not going to name it, because people who are listening to know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. But look at the man's accomplishments. Yes, if you know, you know. And look at the man's accomplishments. Look at his career record. You want to talk about passing efficiency? He's efficient. He won a unanimous MVP, and well deserved. So, the fact that he's out here strung out, made the man play out his contract, got him hurt because y'all don't give him any receivers or anything. It's just the Ravens, y'all got that Commanders karma coming for y'all. Like the Doug Williams curse is coming for y'all asses.
Now, wait, do you think, now I'm going to put my conspiracy hat on because I heard this earlier. I'm going to give my colleague his credit. My colleague came up with this at NBC. His name is Dom. He came up with this. And this is not my idea, but I'm going to ask you this question. Conspiracy hat on, right?
I'm here.
Do you think that when the Browns, shout out to Dom. Love that boy, Dom. Shout out to Dom. Well, do you think that when the command, you got to be saying Commanders, when the Browns gave he who shall not be named with the last that shares the last
That's
name with
right.
me his contract?
DW.
Yeah. When they gave him the contract, knowing that the Ravens were cheap, that they would have to pay Lamar, like this is a bad year for that division, right? You have to pay Lamar this year, and next year the Bengals are going to have to pay Joe. Do you think they did all that? Gave he who shall not be named $250 million because with the goal of all right, we know the Ravens are cheap. We can get rid of Lamar, and the next year, all we have to do is survive a year, Joe Burrow, and then we'll have the best quarterback in the division because we know how cheap the Bengals are. Like he wasn't willing to pay Carson. We're not talking Carson Wentz here. We're talking about the original Carson.
Carson Palmer, bad boy.
Yeah,
he was nice.
Yeah,
I think it's correct, and I think that's not really conspiracy. I think that's like legitimate, just analysis. I'll say that the Eagles also, lap the Cowboys in that we jumped them, paid Wentz, paid that money, took the dead cap, and then went back to the Super Bowl while y'all still on that Dak deal, made Dak play it out. Y'all got broke down Zeke. Y'all had to tag Tony Pollard. I mean, yeah, these that's what Howie's doing right now. He's kind of trying to, play for a year, 2 years down the road instead of these sizzle teams. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. And until he said that this week, I was like, you know what? You might be on to something. I didn't even think about it like that. Or maybe I said it. I can't remember. Somebody said it in the office.
I don't know about being. You can't be cheap at that position. Be cheap everywhere else. If you know you got one, you got one.
Well, I mean,
and somebody will say that he is their one. Like you say, the 49ers, the 49ers with Lamar Jackson are better than the Eagles.
Yeah.
Unless Howie super reloads this team.
And that's why I said I don't want to see him in a 40. Like, if the Chargers were looking for a quarterback, no disrespect to you Chargers fans, we know you have your quarterback. I'm not disrespecting that boy Justin down there, but like he's good. like he's that man. Like, but I'm just saying I would rather him end up in LA.
A little much for me, but Kylan says he's that man. I'm not there yet, but
well, I mean he's that man as far as they're concerned. I'm not saying like. Obviously, he's not the man in that division. That's Patrick. But, like, I'm just saying.
I don't even know if he's that man as far as they're concerned, but let's just keep going.
Yeah. We're on the breaking stuff. But you wanted to ask me something about March, right?
Absolutely. So who's your favorite? Who's your dark horse?
All right. So my favorite I'm gonna go chalk here. Even though they have all the problems in the world, and we're not going to touch this because, we touched John Morant. I'm not going to touch what's going on in Tuscaloosa.
No, me either. I'm not touching that one.
I'm just going to say
we already touched on what we needed to touch on.
Yeah, we're not touching Tuscaloosa. We're going to leave that to the student reporters and the professionals that cover Alabama basketball. I'm going to leave that one alone. But Alabama is probably my favorite. I would have said Kansas, but Bill Self is sick, and Kansas is somewhat falling off. Sorry, Joel Embiid. Kansas is somewhat falling off this year. So I'm going to go Alabama. And then my dark horse, I'm going to have to say this, man. My dark horse, shout out to a school in your state. Shout out to this school because I was watching them this week in the A-10 tournament. VCU.
You know that's where I went, right?
Oh, I didn't even. Congrats, man! Shout out! I did not know that. You didn't tell me.
That's my squad. Yeah. VCU. I went there when we went to the Final Four. I got to actually go to. Yeah, that's my dark horse too. It's been a while because they run true full court press. It's ridiculous, and you got to plan for that.
Yeah, I was watching them because I had to do a highlight for the Davidson game that they played. Thursday. Was that Thursday against Davidson? Yeah. Yes. So I did that highlight for NBC. So I had to watch that game, which is great. VCU, and another dark horse I have is another dude that you're familiar with, but he left. The dude in Marquette, man, Shaka Smart in the Marquette. The Marquette, dog. You can't Shaka. Like I don't know. This is
Shaka's
no
good.
knock on UT, hook 'em horns or horns down, depending on how you feel about UT. But like, yo, Shaka got hair now. He looking younger. Like I was watching some of the Big East tournament. I couldn't even tell that was Shaka Smart. Because I was looking at him from back when he was in Texas. And when I don't even think he had hair when he was with you guys. You could tell because you were there.
No, he was always bald. He was always bald.
He got hair now. And I'm like, bro, he look years younger now. Like Shaka is rejuvenated. It's funny what happens when you leave the University of Texas. Like
it was a terrible move. I was like, yo, bro, I get you trying to get your money. Like I'm never gonna like try to tell another brother, especially a brother, like, don't go get your money. But you gonna go to Texas, my man? You gonna go to Texas? You gonna get the money?
I was like, do he think is he taking some KDs from the bathroom with him? Like, I was trying to figure out what the plan was. I didn't know Texas was.
There was just the bag plan, Kylan. There was just the bag.
Well, I thought that maybe because like y'all are in VCU and like you do have you're closer to Maryland than I am. Like I thought that he was probably going to take a number one recruit from the Matha with him. I mean, we were all wrong, but he's in Marquette now. Like VCU because of the length and the fact that like I have never seen a school like your alma mater be as deep as they are, where you can come off the bench with snipers. And I'm like, I don't think any team has that in college basketball, that they can just come off the bench. Like the sixth man can come off the bench and hit logo threes. Like,
I'm glad you're feeling me. Like, I feel more confident right now about this VCU team than I felt about the one that went to the Final Four that I got to watch at the Final Four.
Yeah.
These boys, like you said, are deep and they're running full. I don't care who you are in basketball. Full court press is really hard to deal with for 48 minutes or however many minutes in the college game.
Yeah, like I literally have no doubt that VCU, I say all this, and if they lose to, like, I'm not saying they will. Don't want you or any of the other VCU alums coming for me. But we have seen this happen before in y'all area where the DMV or Virginia, famously at UVA, when they lost to another DMV school.
See, they're in the other part of Virginia. They're not in the DMV. When people say DMV, that's Northern Virginia.
Right.
That's the other people.
I lived in DC. But like when they messed it up for everybody, when they lost to another school in that area, UMBC, who only I think I and maybe you had heard of, because if you don't live in DC, if you don't live in that area, I doubt you've heard of UMBC until they beat Virginia. Like, I would hazard to guess that nobody knew about UMBC.
That's embarrassing.
It's kind of like what happened to Georgetown, right? Had anybody heard of FGCU? I was down there when they lost to FGCU, bro. You know how depressing it is to watch a bunch of like soon-to-be politicians and congressional staffers and business people be depressed because they lost to a school with, wait a minute, Matt, trailer park beaches where their dorm rooms. Like, FGCU has been eating off that. No one's heard of FGCU since they beat Georgetown, but they've been eating off that. Like, I feel
that's what makes March Madness so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So having said all that, don't be mad at me. I'm not like saying I think that they can make a deep run, maybe, definitely second round. But I'll say the Sweet 16.
I'm not predicting they'll go to the Final Four. I'm saying that Final Four was a ridiculous Cinderella story.
Yeah.
This team would actually make more basketball logical sense to make a deep run.
No, I'm just saying for me, right? I think they can go as far. They can probably go farther than this, but I'm saying Sweet 16 if it all falls right in their bracket.
Sweet 16, I like it.
They'll definitely be. To me, I don't think they're any lower. I think they're gonna win. I mean, I think they may have to play Dayton. You might know better than me who they're playing tomorrow. I think they might have to play. They play Dayton
first thing.
Yeah, that'll be a good game, good barometer. Both of those teams will probably. I mean, I don't know. You know better than me. Is Dayton good this year?
Not VCU has been running away with it. I mean, when they beat the brakes off. I think it was 70-52.
Right.
the last team they played. So
yeah. Okay. Well, look, I definitely think that VCU and Marquette are my two teams, which will make another one of my colleagues, Dan, who's a Marquette alum, very happy because I'm going with
I'd be
his.
happy for Shaka. I'm
Yeah.
glad he's the hell up out of Texas. Bagville. He got
Yeah. I
the
mean,
bag and kept it moving.
yeah. Because like I mean, it's bad for me. So I'm like a man. I'm like a man without a country, right? My school, Syracuse, obviously got eliminated by Wake Forest on that buzzer beater that broke my heart. Then Jim Boeheim retired. I can say this. Finally, I love you, Jim, but finally, um, finally, no disrespect to my Syracuse alums. I like Jim Boeheim. I've been around. I've been in his press conferences. I've seen him. I've interacted with him. He's a great guy. Um, you know, it's unfortunate that he went out like that against Wake Forest, but it is what it is. And good luck to Adrian Autry. Obviously, Philly wise, this will be the first year since like the 1960s or 50s that no Philly team, suburban or urban, will probably
That's
make
right.
unless Villanova gets like a sweet deal.
Nope.
Like I doubt that
Jay Wright.
Villanova's going to make it. So this will be the first time since the 60s that there's no Philly team representing. So I'm a man without a country. So I'm definitely going to go by proxy for VCU. I'm definitely going by proxy for all the light schools that I've been around. So I will definitely go for VCU, Marquette, because I'm a man without a country, and this is like the first time that I'm just like, I like maybe like one or two teams, so I'm going for it. I can't pick Duke because of the Syracuse ties, but I definitely think VCU and Marquette are like the dark horses. You gave one of yours.
I like it.
You got another one?
Dark horse? No. No, I'm rolling with the Rams, man. I'm feeling real confident in my Rams.
Okay. What about
the first 16?
What about favorites?
Kind of want to go with Duke. I feel like it's always hard to count out Duke.
I feel you. You got that boy Flip, the number one pick, maybe. Well, we know the number one pick is Victor Wembanyama, but
Duke is always like a good bet to like make it deep. It's like the best spent money in because all the others have these big epic blow ups, and the Duke basically never does that.
Yeah, unless they're facing Lehigh or Butler. I don't think either one of those teams. I don't think CJ McCollum and what's his name? He plays for Charlotte now. What's his name is coming out there. So, God, why can't I think of his name? Gordon Hayward. I don't think Gordon Hayward or CJ McCollum are in this field this year, so they should be all right.
I haven't paid attention to Gordon Hayward in forever. I forgot he was even well, Kylan, thank you so much for coming on, man. People got to hear about NBA, got to hear about downtown Philly, learn about that. What are you working on next? And what's the next big swing at the end of the season for the Sixers that you're the stretch that you're looking forward to?
Man, I'm thinking about this road stretch, man. I mean, starting Wednesday, they got to play, not overlooking the Wizards, the hometown Wizards for some of you in DC, which is tomorrow. But I think this stretch with the Cavs, I think they'll probably beat them. I mean, it is in Cleveland, but we'll see. That one because, there's no way unless they go on an epic losing streak that they'll drop past 4. But they need to beat Cleveland just to establish that. And then, after that, it's another 9 game. I think they have a 10-game road stretch. So I think they'll got to play Dallas and Philly. So, they don't have to worry about that. But I think that's going to be capped off with the Nuggets. So, for those of you MVP voters, this is going to be good in the next 2 weeks when you see Jokic and Embiid.
Their votes are already gone, man. It's like,
I mean, look, man, you never know, bro. You never know. I don't know how it works because I don't have a vote. Maybe, hopefully, you and I will have a vote soon. I don't have a vote, but I think that that's one that we should be paying attention to. It doesn't matter for anything other than bragging rights.
It'll be the people's MVP game, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like an industry I know kind of well. You just know when the fix is in and the job's over.
You're in politics, so you know better than me when the fix is in. So I'll defer to you. But like, yeah, that's a game
or identifying the fix.
Yeah, that 10-game stretch is in. I mean, we played to your strengths today. We talked about construction projects. We played to your strengths today.
That's right. You hit me in stride. On the wing, right where I need the ball. But Kylan, it's always great talking, man.
It's great talking to you, bro. Like, I love what you're doing. Just want to give you your flowers down, man. Love what you're doing. Love the Super Bowl, like the Super Bowl content you've been doing and everything.
Appreciate
really good.
That.
Glad that we have this recurrent thing going. So
absolutely, man. You already know you're like
you open up your platform.
We kicked off the season together, man. Gotta kick off the season with my man Kylan, man. It's ready to go because you convinced me to not just write off the Sixers. So I was like, all right, now I'm watching.
Yeah, man. You gotta be on this, man. This 82 game stuff ain't for the week, bro. But yeah, man, you can check me out. Like, the biggest thing, obviously, the Sixers road trip, which is coming up. But we got the Wizards game to get past first, the trap game, which is the Washington Wizards without Bradley Beal tomorrow night. Hopefully it does not take a Joel Embiid spin-a-Rooney fade away to beat them. We hope. But the Sixers don't play again until Wednesday, so whatever. So you can check me out, WatsonSportsTakes.com, at Kylan W. Watson on Twitter. Some of you are probably going to at me after this airs.
Yes, please do.
And John Morant and Jokic take, and probably some Eagles fans for my.
And don't go easy on him saying that the Sixers are more consistently better than the Eagles. Don't go easy on him.
Yeah,
y'all take it easy, man. Thank you.
You too, man.